Yo, what's going on, guys? Moss Devour here. Today we're going to be going over some Search and Destroy Modern Warfare rush routes. Real quickly, you got to make sure you have on Kali sticks. It's faster than the knife. It's faster than the Kadochis, as I just showed you. Next up, I'm going to show you guys my perks that I pretty much always use. Double Time, Hardline, and Tune Up. Tune Up absolutely never changes. I'm going to show you guys why in just a second. Hardline, I will change to Ghost when I need to change to Ghost, and then I'll change to Cold-Blooded when I need to change to Cold-Blooded, or EOD when I need to change to EOD if for some reason I'm getting like fragged out, or if everyone's using High Alert. And then you got to make sure you have on a Stim Shot as well. So this statistic right here is exactly why you want to make sure you always have on Tune Up. The more times you're in dead silence, the more kills you're going to get. It's just a point-blank period fact, so you want to make sure you're using Tune Up, guys. Here's my Search and Destroy stats. If it matters to you at all, if you need to see that, like, why would I listen to this guy? There you go. Now you know why. Also, I just created a playlist that has all my rush routes in it, so if you just want to see all the rush routes for every maps that I've done so far, feel free to look for that playlist like on the channel page. Without further ado, let's go ahead and rewind and get right into it. So on Arklov Peak, Domination, Arklov Peak, Search and Destroy, Defense, first round, so we don't have dead silence. Again, we have on Double Time. We're going to Stim Shot right around that little hill area. And then I like to assert myself into the middle on the first map to kind of show like dominance. That way we're not letting the enemy team run over us. Basically what you want to do is you want to snake on this heady, for lack of better words, pretty much. Like snake, not really snake, but you just want to check everything. A lot of people will go up into those windows, especially if they don't know what to do on Arklov Peak. The windows, that blue room is like noob's favorite spot. You want to be listening to the right over there, but if you don't see any action, then I normally hit the A flank. I'll go up to the right over here, and then you want to listen before you make this jump right away, but hopefully you don't hear any like wood creaking, and then you're just going to shoot everybody in the back. Most likely, a lot of teams just rush A every single time. In my opinion, it's like the easier bomb site to plan on, especially if your teammates are using like shotguns or claymores and betties. B is kind of like a huge booby trap. I like to stay out of B unless I know everyone's at A, then I'll go plan B. Alright, next up, this is how I stop the A push and slash like do an A flank. This is probably my favorite defensive route to do. I do it most of the time. You want to stim right there towards that little hill area again. Then I'll dead silence around this area. Slide around that corner, expect a gunfight right away. If there's no gunfight, then you want to just hug this wall as tightly as possible, kind of like being ducked down too, because if you're standing up, they can kind of see the top of your head. Most of the times they won't be looking right there. The snipers will just chill right there. You shoot all those guys in the side, and then so basically if no one's there, you want to use this little hay pile real quick just to check the center of the map, just to see if there's any intelligence that you can pick up. If nothing's there, next up is like the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people make. There's people camping in the blue room. We know they're camping in the blue room. Do not take the stairs. Do not take this little silver roof. You want to jump through over here, through the balcony. Most times, I kill people like while they're looking straight at the doorway, or they're like looking out the window. Then they just don't expect you to come in from the balcony over there. And if they're camping in this room, you can bet that they're probably going to have on some betties or some claymores. So going up the stairs or going in through that silver roof entrance way normally will get you killed, especially if they're a team camping in there as well. They'll all be like, oh yeah, let's all put on betties, guys, ha 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 ha. So I'm sure you guys have had to deal with it before. That's how you take out blue room. That's why blue room is like easy kills, to be honest. Go into the balcony, it's easy kills. All right, next up is my favorite rush route. It's super aggressive though, so you want to stim right there around that little hill, and then inside the building you're gonna pop dead silence. Once you get out the door, or like right as you hit the door, you're gonna stim again. You're going to jump up on the barrels, then you need to jump to the right hand side of the roof, that way you get the mantle. And then while you're here, you still have some dead silence. You can make the decision to push into the blue building right away, or you can do what I do. I like to chill there for a little while. Normally it always gets a kill. Somebody eventually rotates out of blue building, or somebody eventually comes through middle. It's important to make sure that you slide into the barrels and you're looking over towards that little right hand side of the middle area. This route works really well if you just bullied a team out of the middle of the map. Like if you just bullied them the last round, they all died in like 10 seconds and they all rushed middle, they're not gonna go middle again next round. So this is a really good route to do after you've already like asserted dominance on them. But again, I like to just chill in this corner. Once you're in this corner, like you're golden. Especially if you have like an M4 or an AMAX, everything is gonna be yours for the picking. People are gonna rotate out of blue building. People are gonna come to that little middle door. They always come through it, and no one's gonna look right here, I promise you. You just gotta be careful, because if you're not in dead silence, this roof makes a lot of noise and it'll give away your position right away. So only move on it when you're in dead silence, or get the hell off of that roof. And this next one is like the biggest flank that you can do if the enemy team is just bullying you out of A. So you dead silence right around the truck, you stim shortly after the dead silence, And then we're going to be hugging the wall the entire time. You kind of slide out past that little green thing to check the window. And then you're still hugging the wall. Hopefully nothing's in the window. Hopefully nothing's camping right there on the roof. You're going to make it up against this wall, then you're going to crouch walk. While we're crouch walking right here, we're listening for top blue. If you hear something in top blue, you're going to take the exact same balcony entrance that we took from before. If you don't hear anything, then you're going to go ahead and flank around to the back over here at A. All right, next up, we have our very first round on offense, so we do not have dead silence. All we have is like our double times and our stim. So we're picking up the bomb. We're going to stim right around those little sandbags. Again, this is aggressive on the first round because you want to make sure you let the enemy know that they can't like fuck with you. You want to slide behind this little well cover thing, and then you're looking over there. That's going to be like the most like popular position that people will challenge you from. So you get behind this heady, and then again you kind of snake. It's shitty to say, but you kind of snake. Kind of expect a gunfight right there. Not a lot of people will push it, and if they do push it, then it'll be like instantaneous. You'll know. And then you can get a lot of information here. You can see if people are camping in the windows and everything. And if you don't see anything, then go ahead and come up behind this way, and then just flank around. I normally flank around A. Again, I try to stay out of B as much as possible, especially if I have the bomb. I'd rather just plant it at A and make all the campers that are camping inside B come to me instead of me go jump into their death trap where they got like 725s, riot shields, throwing knives, Bettys, and claymores. B is just a shit show. I try to stay out of that. And next up, we have the route that I pretty much do every single time. You can do this with or without dead silence. So dead silence around the truck, stam right around that little elbow, gravel elbow right there. I like to slide off just to make sure, and then you're gonna want to make it right here. If you make it right here, you're golden. You're in this bitch already. You can expect a gunfight like literally right here if somebody's pushed up like on that side of A, or they could literally run right to you right here. So you want to expect gunfights right there. Pretty much the only position that I'm really afraid of is top hostile, the windows. And then after you're finished like checking like through the middle, you want to double check over here, kind of a delayed check. Double check over there for the sniper camping in the back of the ravine, most likely. And then if somebody is in the windows, this is probably the best place to challenge him from. Hop on top of this rock. You can still strafe back and forth. And as you can see, you have a really good heady cover. So bing, 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 bing. Kill the guy in top hostile. Yeah. Again, this is like my favorite rush route. I do this one the majority of the time. And because I do this rush route and like I got the timing down for everything, I end up getting a lot of kills using this rush route. And then that's why I always like to grab the bomb, because then I'll plant the bomb on A, make all the campers in B come to me. Alright, so next up is a delayed rush. You don't need to use dead silence, and you don't use a stim shot or anything. You literally just running with double time. Save all your equipment, definitely save dead silence, and definitely save your stim shots. You're gonna come right over to here, and you're gonna like lay down in this grass area. Pausing real quick, if you have a cruise missile, this is the best time to use it. This map in Soudal Harbor, cruise missiles can really open up one side of the map for you and make a huge difference on the map. So if you don't have a cruise missile, I would just wait there literally for like 40 seconds. Just wait there, because if there's a sniper on this side, he's like you're easy kills for the sniper pretty much. You want to let the sniper get bored and run away or go over to A side pretty much. So it all depends on someone not hard aiming this lane. And then we're gonna jump up over here on top of this green thing. Then you can come into B from the window, of course. Never want to open up any of the doors. And then this is how you stop an aggressive defense that's just bullying you guys out of middle all the time. So stim, dead silence right around that green thing. Slide across, make sure you slide across. You want to be in between the two tanks. When you're in between the two tanks, you have like a lot of power positions that you can keep an eye on, and you can get a lot of intelligence. As you can see, you don't go fully around the tank. All you gotta do is just go right to the end of the tank and then kind of like bob up and down. Then you can get intelligence on the window. You can also jump on it right there, and then you can also jump on it on the left hand side, which is probably the better side to jump up on. As you can see, you got a lot of cover to work with. You got a lot, like they would have to hit some hard shots in order to take you off this shit, okay? And this is how you take out their windows. If their windows are just playing super dominantly, or like they're just sniping really well, that's how you take out the middle windows, and this is how you stop the middle push as well. If you're in between those two tanks, people rushing out from the left-hand side by the wishing well and stuff, that's where they're most likely going to come out from. You just shoot them in the side real easily. That's how you stop the middle aggression.